Most aspiring real estate investors are mentally ready to purchase their first home, but they don't really know how to finance it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how you can finance your first investment property. Because I'm gonna be talking about hard money lenders. I'll tell you exactly what they are, how to find them, and what to say to them once you actually find them. So at the end of it, you should be completely ready to talk to these hard money lenders and get your first deal. So first off, what exactly is hard money? Instead of using the conventional lenders to get 30-year loans or 15-year loans with the low interest rate, a hard money lender will charge you a higher interest rate and it'll be a short-term loan. So these hard money lenders are specifically lending for fix and flip properties or properties that are found under market value, like way under market value. Typically, a hard money lender will lend for 6 to 12 months on a property because they know that you're planning to flip it and resell it later. And they won't be charging you low interest rates. Typically for hard money lenders, you'll see interest rates roughly from 8% to 14%. Like there's a wide range, the lower the better obviously. And they'll also most likely charge you upfront costs. Now you might already be thinking, why in the heck would you use a hard money lender who's gonna charge you all that interest and only for a short-term loan when you can use a conventional lender? And the reason is hard money lenders lend for flips. So if you're purchasing a home and you want to flip it, or if it's just at a massive discount, you can use a hard money lender because a conventional lender likely will not want to lend for short term. The conventional lender, they make their money by getting interest payments every single month over the course of 15, 30 years, like a long time. Conventional loans are not designed for flips, but hard money loans are. So let's say you find a beat up home. It's just completely beat up, hoarder house, it's just horrible condition. Then let's say you go to a conventional lender because you want to finance it with conventional lending. They're gonna send their appraiser out and they're gonna be like, whoa, we cannot lend on this. It's too messed up. Or if you tell them, hey, I'm planning to flip it, they're gonna be like, hey, we can't lend on this. And I always suggest you be true with your intentions whenever you're working with anyone, lender, wholesaler, realtor, whatever. Like, be true with your intentions and what you plan to do, because one little mistake can ruin your reputation and you do not want that. So instead of going to that conventional lender, instead, you can go to a hard money lender and tell them, hey, I'm planning to flip this home. I need lending on it. And another big difference between the hard money lender and the conventional lender is that the hard money lender really doesn't care about your personal finances. Whereas with conventional lenders, they look at your credit, all your income, your W-2s, your tax returns. They look at a lot of stuff. They're very nosy and they have to know that you're a good borrower. With the hard money lenders, they don't care as much, which is a good thing. All they really care about is that you're buying a good deal. So if you send a home to them that you want to buy and it's not a good deal at a good price, they're gonna tell you, hey, this isn't a good deal, we're not gonna lend on this. And it's a pretty good indicator for you of, oh, maybe I shouldn't buy this after all. It's kind of like another buffer for you if you're new. Because when you're brand new and you're analyzing deals, you really don't know what you're doing that much. So I actually like using hard money if you're starting out. And it's weird because at first, when I was just getting started, I viewed hard money as something that I would never do. I was like, man, this is way too high of interest rates. Why would I ever do that? But now that I'm a little bit more experienced, I'm like, wow, like this is super useful stuff. I wish I started like this. So don't knock it till you try it. Now that you have a basic understanding of what hard money is, I want to explain to you, how do you even find it? And the answer is actually really simple. There are a couple ways you find it. Two main ways, I would say. The first way I would say is just Google it. Like literally go onto Google, search hard money lenders, enter. And you're gonna find a list of the top hard money lenders across the United States. And then you can just contact them from there. Like click on the websites, call them, email them, whatever, get in contact with them. Now I will say, if you're going to do this, just know that the national lenders, the lenders who kind of lend all over the US, they typically will have the lower interest rates and lower points, but they might also be a little bit slower or maybe not as fast to respond or as reliable versus like your local hard money lender. But you're gonna get lower interest rates, lower terms, and they're probably also gonna ask for more information. Like they might ask a lot about your finances, your credit, that kind of stuff. And they also will ask a lot more about the actual deal. They probably will have like an appraiser have to go out to check it out. That's kind of what it looks like if you're gonna be working with someone nationally. So you might get lower terms, but you might not get as reliable of service. And I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just kind of giving you pros and cons. I use a national hard money lender myself. I actually have never used a local hard money lender, but I'm still gonna tell you about the local hard money lenders because I have friends who are local lenders. And you can find the local hard money lenders just like how you found the national ones. You Google it. So you Google local hard money lenders. I mean, you would search, like if you're in Fresno like I am, you would search Fresno hard money lenders. Enter. And once you press enter, you'll see a list and you can just hit them up and call them and ask for their terms and stuff. And with the local hard money lenders, you're probably gonna get a little bit higher of an interest rate, a little bit more points you have to pay up front, but they're probably also more reliable and they probably know your market a lot better. So maybe if you're buying a home and you have certain comps or comparables that you wanna send them to say, hey, this home is gonna be worth this amount after, they probably are gonna know. And they're probably gonna tell you, oh yeah, you're right, I do know this neighborhood. Versus when you talk to the national hard money lender, they might not see eye to eye to you with the comps. They might say, no, this is worth way less than what you think, when in reality, you might know better than them because you're local. So those are also kind of the pros and cons to using a local hard money lender. And like I said, just Google them. The second way that you can find hard money lenders is actually just by referral. So contact your other real estate investors, maybe your agents, probably title companies as well, and you just ask them like, hey, what are the hard money lenders that you see a lot? Like for title companies, say, what are the hard money lenders that you see a lot of flippers use? Or for the flippers that you talk to, you can just say, hey, what hard money lenders do you use? And just ask them. Now, once you find these hard money lenders and when you get in contact with them, here's what I want you to say to them. There are a couple things that I highly recommend that you ask them before you work with them. Number one, you should really ask what their interest rates are. And their interest rates often will depend on your experience as well, but just ask them, hey, what interest rates do you charge? And like I said before, they're probably gonna be somewhere between 8 to 14%. So there's a wide range, the lower the better. You also really should ask how many points they charge up front. And if you're unfamiliar with the term points, all points are, it's a percentage of the loan amount that they charge you up front. So let's say a hard money lender charges 1 point and they're gonna be lending you $100,000. You take 1% of $100,000 and that is $1,000. So they're gonna charge you $1,000 right when the home closes. On top of points, just ask if they have any other upfront fees, and a lot of them will. Next, you really should ask them about the down payment. It's important for you to know how much money that hard money lender is going to require you to put down. You know, some hard money lenders, they'll say you can do 10% or you can do 5% or 20, like everyone is different. So make sure you ask them every time you talk to a new one. And obviously, the less money you can put down yourself, the better. And the last thing that you should ask them is about their construction financing. A lot of hard money lenders will lend on the rehab, but some won't. So make sure you ask them if they finance the rehabs as well. Because hard money lenders are all different. Like maybe a hard money lender will tell you, look, I can fund 100% of the purchase price. And you're like, wow, great, that's awesome. And then you go work with them. But then you figure out that they can't lend you any money on the construction and you don't have any money yourself, or you didn't plan for that to raise money. Now you're out of luck. Whereas with some hard money lenders, they can lend like 100% on the rehab, but maybe they're willing to only give 90% of their money to the purchase price, meaning that you would have to put 10% down, but they would finance the whole rehab. So again, every hard money lender is different. Just make sure you ask every new one that you talk to these questions that we talked about. So to recap, make sure you ask about their interest rates, their points, any other upfront fees, their down payment that you are required to make, and if they lend on the rehab. So those are 5 things that I think you should really ask your hard money lender before working with them. And always remember that for every hard money lender you talk to, your cheapest rates and your cheapest points are not always the best lender. Even though they might have the best terms, you have to make sure you find someone that you can rely on. Because the worst thing that could possibly happen is if you cheap out and you find a super cheap hard money lender, and then you find a deal and they're gonna be working with you, and then when the time comes, they can't close the deal. So they ruined the deal for you. And you just lost a whole deal because you didn't have your financing right and you chose the wrong hard money lender. So make sure you find someone, a good lender that you can trust and reliable and answers your phone calls or answers your emails right away. What we just talked about today is everything that you need to know about hard money lending. So please watch it over if you need to, or just refer back to it when the time comes. But save this video, watch it, and if you want more videos like these, I make a lot of videos about real estate, money, and self-development, and I also just document my journey as a young real estate investor and entrepreneur. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.